and our class today is going to be social studies. I hope you all are ready for today's session. In previous classes, we learned about kings ruling and British ruling. After all these, we formed our government, which is the Constitution of India. In today's class, we are learning about the Indian Constitution, an introduction. Before going into the details, have a look at the keywords. Constitutional amendment. An amendment is a change or addition to the terms of a contract or document. Province. An administrative division or unit of a country. Princely state. An independent group in the British Indian Empire led by an Indian king. Diarchy. A form of government where two people share power as heads of state. Look at the concept map. In this lesson, in detail, let us discuss the brief background of the Indian Constitution. Preamble of the Indian Constitution. Salient features of the Indian Constitution. Values and responsible citizenship. Let's learn brief background of the Indian Constitution. Dear students, you know very well that our India was ruled by the British before independence. Can you say there was any constitution for India during the British rule? No, there was no constitution for India. They ruled India according to the acts made by the British Parliament. Among them, the Government of India Act 1935 was important. It was provided to establish an All India Federation consisting of provinces and princely states. The Act divided the powers between the centre and states into three lists. This Act introduced hierarchy at the centre. It also introduced the autonomy of the states. Activities related to the Constitution during British rule. In the year 1928, a committee was constituted by all the parties, including the Indian National Congress, to draft the Constitution for India. Motilal Nehru, father of Jawaharlal Nehru, acted as the chairman of this committee. This committee submitted its report in the year 1929. It was known as the Nehru Report. It was the first constitutional document. However, it could not come into force because the British did not accept it. In 1931, the Indian National Congress (INC) at the Karachi session passed a resolution on how independent India's constitution should look like. Both the Nehru Report and Karachi Resolution were committed to the universal adult franchise, right to freedom and equality. What is Constituent Assembly? An assembly of elected representatives drafted the constitution, called the Constituent Assembly. Historically, in 1934, the Indian National Congress made a demand for a Constituent Assembly. According to the Cabinet Mission Plan, 1946, the election to the Constituent Assembly was held in July 1946. The members of the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad, were elected indirectly by the members of the provincial assemblies. The Cabinet Mission Plan allotted seats to each provinces and each princely state or a group of states. Accordingly, provinces or areas under British rule elected 292 members and all princely states together nominated 93 members. 4 members were elected from Delhi, Ajmer Mewat, Kuruk and British Balochistan. With this, the total number of members of the Indian Constituent Assembly reached 389. Among the 389 members, 26 members were from scheduled castes and 9 members were from women. With the partition of the country in August 1947, the Constituent Assembly was also bifurcated into the Indian Constituent Assembly and the Pakistan Constituent Assembly. The Indian Constituent Assembly had 299 members. It elected Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad as its president. After the Constituent Assembly formed the drafting committee, the drafting committee was entrusted with the responsibility of preparing the draft constitution. It was set up on 29th August 1947 under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar with 7 members. The draft constitution was prepared and submitted to the Constituent Assembly in 1948. It contained 315 articles and 8 schedules. The draft constitution had been kept before the public for 8 months. During this long period, critics and advisories had more than sufficient time to express their reaction to the provisions contained in it. After modifications, the Constitution with 395 articles, 22 parts, and 8 schedules was finally adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949, and it came into force on 26 January 1950. We celebrate it as a Republic Day. The Preamble of the Indian Constitution. The Preamble of the Indian Constitution is an introductory statement that outlines the Constitution's guiding principles and purpose. Dear students, observe your textbook. Check the preface in your textbook. It explains the book's goals. Similarly, the Constitution's preamble outlines our country's values and ideals to which our nation stands. Let's see what is in our Constitution. An article, a part, and a schedule. These refer to a specific rule, concept, and information about a particular aspect of the Constitution. Socialist, secular words were added to the preamble in 1976 through the 42nd Amendment. Have a look at the terms of the Constitution. Sovereignty. Complete authority over internal and external matters. Socialism. Promoting fairness by reducing social, economic, and political disparities. Secularism. Freedom to practice any religion with equal treatment by the government for all faiths. Democracy. Government leaders are elected by citizens. Republic. The country's leader is chosen through voting. Let's see salient features of the Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution has several important features, including democratic government, parliamentary system, fundamental rights and responsibilities, single citizenship, division of powers, judicial review of laws. Now, we shall discuss the fundamental rights and fundamental duties. You will learn in detail about the remaining features in the higher classes. First, we will see fundamental rights. Rights are fair demands individuals can make. With basic rights protected by a country's constitution against government mistreatment. In India, the Supreme Court and High Courts uphold these rights. As outlined in Articles 14 to 32 of Part 3 of the Constitution. Fundamental duties. Article 51A of the Indian Constitution, added by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, emphasizes citizens' responsibilities to promote patriotism and unity. Inspired by the Russian Constitution, it underscores the connection between rights and duties, asserting that one cannot exist without the other. While the Constitution grants rights, it also expects citizens to fulfill certain duties. Values and responsible citizenship. The fundamental rights and duties show the responsibilities of citizens. A responsible citizen should inculcate the following values. Respect authority and contribute to your community. Be honest, responsible, and kind. Support charity, embrace diversity, and practice self-control. Stand up for what is right and help those in need while inspiring fairness in others. Dear future generation citizens, embrace the empowered qualities in you and become a good and responsible citizen. These qualities help us and help to develop our society. I hope you understand and learn more about the Constitution of India. Let's sum up. The Indian Constitution stands as a testament to the nations of democracy and is one of the most adaptable globally. It balances strict rules with flexibility, clearly outlining essential rights and responsibilities.